Hey everybody, it's Greg, 3 Dimensions of Music. I'm back. I'm not too good at this. I got a package the other day from a nice guy up in Chicago town. His name's Steve, All the World's a Stage. He's been sending out packages to a lot of fellows in the VC and gals too, I'm sure. Steve is a very perceptive and thoughtful person. He picks up on things that you kind of tell. And sometimes you leave a note with him in a comment, and all of a sudden something shows up in the mail. And that's not my intent, but I'm all the better for it. Steve, I wanted to thank you so much for thinking of me, sending this stuff. What specifically Steve sent was some CDs. He's purging some of his collection. Currently, you got to pop over to Steve's channel. I think most of you that watch me watch him. If you don't, it's Steve, and his channel is All the World's a Stage. Check him out, sub him up. He puts a lot of content on, a lot of good information about bands. He's very knowledgeable. I know I'm telling a lot of you stuff you already know, but Steve did, I think, the A's and B's a little while ago, and I mentioned that he put out a CD and he called it Big Head Todd. Now, how he puts that in his alphabet in his collection is his own business, but he put it under B, and I'm not saying anything more to that, but because I don't want to get in no trouble. But I actually bought a Big Head Todd when I was out of flea market. I got it for $1 or $2, just as a blind buy. I kind of looked them up on my phone. They come from Colorado, Boulder, Colorado. They all three of the guys, I guess, that were in the band, that started the band, they went to Columbine High School. We all know, I don't know if they went during that time, but they do have that in their history. And then 2 of them went to one college and 1 went to the other in Colorado. They got together, and the rest is history. These guys made some great music. When I listened to this, I was surprised how good it was. I just kept listening, and it's a blues rocks, excellent band, I thought. And Steve, I guess, was not enamored with them. And I mentioned to him that I'm going to keep my eye open when I see more Big Head Todd, because I did like them, and I think they put out quite a bit of. I'd like to pick up some of their live stuff when I see it, but that's just it. You just over here on this side of the country, these guys went from Colorado out west, and they traveled, and they do a lot of live shows and stuff, I guess. I'd love to see them. I know that Steve Carlson is in Denver now. He might be able to catch these guys. I think you might like him, Steve. It's good blues, great tunes. But anyways, what Steve sent me from All the World's a Stage, he sent me the Midnight Radio. That's what it's called. Studio album. And the other one he sent was Stratagem. Pretty cool name. I've listened to them. I like them. They're not exactly like, they're not too far off of what I heard. What I bought was called Sister Sweetly, and I guess I lucked out because this is one of their more popular CDs that kind of got platinum. I think it went platinum, Sister Sweetly, and it was pretty good. But then as I listen to these more and more, I like them more and more and more. So I thank you so much, Steve, for putting these in the mail for me. And then I don't know if you meant to do this, Steve, but this might have fell in the box, and I'm not sure. It's Alvin Lee and 10 Years After, Pure Blues. Now, I don't know if you meant to put that in there, if it was if somebody kind of slipped it in on you, but I ain't giving it back. It's a great CD. It's a compilation of about 28 years worth of Alvin Lee doing the blues with his band, and I just love it. The last song on here, Outside My Window, if you look it up on YouTube, Outside My Window, what a great tune. Love this CD. Love it. And I put up a short not too long ago, and I was blasting some Alvin Lee, and I got like most of my views, 500 views on that thing, which is great, but only a couple comments. But I'm wondering if Steve watched that short and said, he likes Alvin Lee, and he stuck it in there. I wouldn't doubt it. Steve is just so perceptive. That was the package I got from Steve. But I did want to kind of dovetail this with a couple other things. because I've been out of the game for a couple of months, and I told Mike at MGK Boston, and when I got one of these around to it, I would start making more videos, and I did set up a whole stack of records, Mike, real quick for your friends in the collection next to each other. I'm going to do that not today, but soon. I wanted to put that together for you, and I'm going to try to further that thread. I know you got a thread out, Mike, about being 12 and 13, but at that time, I really, believe it or not, I wasn't into music yet. It took a few more years for me to really get into music because I had other pursuits. But if you don't mind, I'm going to show you some recent CDs I picked up. Whether it was, I think it was the flea market and a local flea market where people bring their CDs in for real cheap, 50 cents a piece. So the first one I got was Train Spotting. Train Spotting is like a compilation of a lot of different bands. Lou Reed's on there, Iggy Pop, Brian Eno. That all looked interesting, and I listened to it, and it's actually pretty good. It's called Train Spotting. Probably a lot of people are familiar with that movie back in the day. I watched the movie; it was kind of wild, but I really never thought about soundtrack until I saw it sitting on the table there, and I picked it up. So that was kind of neat. And then this George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. This was a real nice set I got for $2, and it's 2 CDs and a booklet, and it's in perfect condition. I do have this on vinyl, but I couldn't pass it for $2. All Things Must Pass. And then I found these 2 Velvet Revolvers. That's Slash from Guns N' Roses, who created this group here, and it's a nice rockin' CDs. These guys really rock out. Like them a lot. Next, I got real quick. This is from my jazz fusion friends. I got this John McLaughlin for $1. Now this particular John McLaughlin has 5 albums on there. I have 3 of them vinyl, and the other 2 I don't have, the Shakti ones, but they're all good. I picked this up for $1. I couldn't believe it. They're all in there. Let me see if I can yank a couple out so you can see. They're like the albums. I have that on vinyl. This is one of the Shaktis. And so there's five discs in there for $1. So I thought that was a great steal. And then in the same section of CDs, he must have had 200 or 300 CDs on these tables, and he was selling them all for $1. He didn't care; it was all $1 a piece. So next to this one, the John McLaughlin, and luckily they were all together. I got the, and I have these on vinyl, but the Mahavishnu Orchestra. The Inner Mounting Flame. You guys are familiar with that. The next one is Birds of Fire, Mahavishnu Orchestra. So I got these all on CD for $1. I couldn't believe it. This one's Visions of Emerald Beyond. I have that on vinyl too. And this one's called, this is just live, but Between Nothingness and Eternity. I have that on vinyl too. But this one I don't have on vinyl, so it was nice for $1. The Lost Trident Sessions, live stuff. All the usual suspects, John Hammer. Who else is on here? Oh, Jesus. Jerry Goodman, Billy Cobham. Awesome. So I got that at the flea market. It was a great steal there. And I wanted one last thing to introduce you guys to these. If you don't know what these are CD sleeves. I don't know if anybody's ever considered them. They're not for your typical CDs in the jewel case. They are actually for instance, on this John McLaughlin, they come in these little, let me see if I can pull these out again, at least one of them. They come in these little mini album cases, okay? Well, you can slip the CD sleeve inside there so when your CD's not up against the paper. See what I mean? And you get these, it's 100 in a pack for about $10. So that's 10 cents a piece for your CDs. Now it also is great for, I got this box set a while back. thanks to Steve. See how I put the CDs in the sleeves on that? They go right in there and they don't rub up against the cardboard. So that worked out really well. And then I have this the Wall box set, the CD. And this particular set is really rough on your CDs if you're not careful, just like the Tool ones are. But this is like, when you pull it out of here, as you can see, it's in there now. It's nice and smooth. It comes out real nice and smooth. I don't know if you guys know about it. I'm not taking credit for it. I watched a young lady, I believe she's in Ireland, on ClarkoVision. Her name is Bev. She's a heavy metal, real nice lady. She's been around for a very long time. She's got a great collection herself, but she actually introduced me to it. It's like a 4-year-old. I was just kind of curious. I put in search and said CD sleeves because we're all doing it to all our records, and I got so many box sets and stuff that need them. I actually went through 300 of these sleeves for the ones that needed covered, and I don't have a lot of box sets, so I don't know. There's a lot of these like this. I have these. Let's see what other box sets. Here's one here. I got this Mother's 1970. That's Frank. This is a great set. This Frank Zappa with the Mothers. A lot of live stuff, a lot of jams. But see, they're in like a cardboard sleeve too. So I put the plastic on there. It worked out really well. I would highly recommend it if you guys want to take care of your CDs as well as your vinyl. Okay, I just want to say goodbye real quick. I know this is a long one. I'm sorry about that. I love my granddaughters, Madison, Evelyn, London, and Charlotte. Love you very much, guys. Bye for now. I'll put out some more videos, I promise.